Dear students, in this video we are going to discuss kinetics of collisional quenching or derivation for Stern-Volmer equation. Fluorescence quenching refers to any process that decreases the fluorescence intensity of sample. That means any process, any effect which will results in decreasing intensity of fluorescent radiation is called fluorescence quenching. The decrease in fluorescence intensity due to formation of collisional encounter between fluorophore and quencher. That quencher may be same kind of molecule or externally added foreign molecule. And if there is the formation of a collisional encounter between these two, fluorophore and quencher, and due to this, whatever the decrease in fluorescence intensity is called collisional quenching. Now, we are going to derive the Stern-Volmer relation. For that, consider a molecule in ground state level. That means initially molecule is in S0 state, that is at ground state, and on absorption of radiation of appropriate frequency, due to absorption of radiation of appropriate energy, the molecule get excited to first excited singlet state, that is S1 state. Due to absorbed energy, molecule from ground state get excited to a higher energy level, that is first excited singlet state. Depending on the amount of energy absorbed, it acquires various vibrational levels in the S1 state. Again, in the S1 state, it acquires the various vibrational levels depending upon the absorbed amount of energy. And it is shown in the form of equation like this. AS0, that means molecule A in the H0 state absorbs this photon H nu, and due to which it goes to the first excited state, that is S1 state, and for showing the excited molecule, we place star on the head of the molecule, S star S1, that is molecule in the excited singlet state. Now, by process of vibrational relaxation, the molecule returns to the zero vibrational level of S1 state. That means from the various vibrational level of this S1 state, by the process of vibrational relaxation, molecule comes to the zero vibrational level of S1 state, and this molecule may exhibit fluorescence by returning to ground state S0. It is shown as, that means excited molecule A star S1 comes to the S0. So AS0, and whatever the radiation emitted is called fluorescent radiation, and photon is called fluorescent photon, that is H nu F. However, before exhibiting fluorescence, that means before doing all this, before exhibiting fluorescence, if a molecule collides with another molecule in the ground state, that means if there is a chance for this excited molecule to collide with the another molecule in the ground state, then transfer of energy occurs and a ground state dimer is formed as shown here. See here, if this excited molecule in the S1 state has a chance to collide with a molecule in the ground state, and during this collision it transfers some energy to this ground state molecule and form the dimer, is called ground state dimer. The formation of ground state dimer takes place only at higher concentration. Why at higher concentration? Due to higher concentration, the probability of collision between these two molecules is more. Therefore, the formation of ground state dimer takes place only at higher concentration. The quenching produced due to this process, whatever the quenching produced due to this process, is called as collisional quenching, as this dimer is formed due to collision between these two molecules. Therefore, Whatever the quenching is called collisional quenching, as it occurs due to collision between two molecules. As it occurs due to collision between two molecules, this type of quenching is called collisional quenching. The deactivation of molecule from excited state to the ground state, it goes through the different processes, different steps. So here are some important steps which are involved in deactivation of excited molecule back to the ground state. So first step काय असणार आहे? The first step involved is the excitation of every photophysical process. For each and every photophysical process, primary steps is the activation or excitation. That means this molecule from the ground state absorb this photon, and due to which it get excited to the higher energy levels. In this case, we show first excited singlet state, and the process is called excitation of the molecule, and its rate is shown here, that is IA. In the second step, it involves internal conversion. As discussed earlier, molecule from the various vibrational levels of S1 state, it comes to the zero vibrational level of S1 state or comes to the ground state. So here this phenomena is called internal conversion, and this is non-radiative process. This is non-radiative process. Molecule comes from S1 state to S0 state without emitting the light radiation, but whatever is excess energy, that excess energy is given out in the form of heat, and the process is called internal conversion, and the rate of internal conversion is given by KIC, concentration of this activated molecule S star S1. In the third step, there may be possibility of intersystem crossing. What happened here? This excited molecule from first excited singlet state goes to the excited triplet state by the process of intersystem crossing ISC, and heat is dissipated. The process is called intersystem crossing. That means transition of molecule from first excited singlet state to first excited triplet state. Process is called intersystem crossing, and the rate is given as KISC. This ISC stands for intersystem crossing. Rate depends on the concentration of molecule in this excited state. So KISC and concentration of S star S1. Fourth step. What is the fourth possibility? Molecule comes from S1 to S0, but now in this case it emits the light radiation in the form of photon. Here the energy is dissipated in the form of heat, and the process is called internal conversion, but now here the light is emitted in the form of photon. Whatever the energy is emitted in the form of photon, and therefore the phenomena is called fluorescence, and its rate is given as Kf into concentration of S star S1, concentration of this excited molecule. Whatever this fluorescence phenomena depends upon the concentration of molecule in this S1 state. And fifth possibility, before happening all this, if there is the chance of collision between this foreign molecule Q, due to the collision between these molecules get deactivated. When this excited molecule comes in contact with this another molecule, it transfers its energy to this molecule, and due to which this molecule get deactivated and another molecule, that is this molecule, get excited. This phenomena is called quenching. Quenching of fluorescence takes place, and the rate is given as Kq into concentration of S star S1 into concentration of Q. And here this Q is quencher, that is a substance externally added for quenching of fluorescence. Now by using these all steps and rate equations, we have to derive the Stern-Volmer equation. Now for deriving Stern-Volmer equation, consider the case first, that is without quencher. That means in absence of quencher quencher molecule is absent there. Then what happens? First we see what will be the quantum efficiency. The quantum efficiency is nothing but it is the ratio of rate of fluorescence divided by rate of absorption. And for denoting quantum yield or quantum efficiency, we use the symbol phi. So phi is equal to rate of fluorescence divided by rate of absorption. Now, as discussed earlier in the table, rate of fluorescence is equal to Kf into concentration of A star S1 divided by rate of absorption is IA. So this phi 0f 0 for as it is in case of without quencher, therefore we place here 0 phi 0f. Now applying steady state treatment to this concentration of A star S1. A steady state treatment means rate of formation of A star S1 is equal to rate of deactivation of A star S1. That means we have to find out in which steps this A star S1 is formed and in which steps this A star S1 is deactivated. See here. In the first step, this A star S1 is formed. Therefore, rate of formation of A star S1 is equal to IA. But in remaining all these steps, this A star S1 is consumed. This A star S1 is deactivated. Therefore, for the rate of deactivation, we have to sum up all these rate equations. So, applying steady state treatment to A star S1, as see earlier, here rate of formation of A star S1 is IA and rate of deactivation of A star S1 is equal to, it is the sum of rate of internal conversion, rate of intersystem crossing and rate of fluorescence. Again, in these three terms, this concentration of A star S1 is common. Therefore, rearranging this equation, concentration of A star S1 into KIC plus KISC plus KF. Rate constant for internal conversion, rate constant for intersystem crossing and rate constant for fluorescence. So, rearranging this equation, we have to find out the concentration of A star S1. Therefore, rearranging this, we have A star S1 concentration is equal to IA divided by this term KIC plus KISC plus KF. We say it is the equation number 2. Now, substituting the values of A star S1 in equation 1, we get phi 0f is equal to Kf divided by Kf divided by Ia into Ia divided by KIC plus KISC plus KF, and it is equation number 3. This is an expression for quantum efficiency of a bimolecular collisional quenching when external quencher Q is absent. Now we consider the second case, that is with quencher. The quantum yield for bimolecular collisional quenching with quencher is given by phi f is equal to rate of fluorescence divided by rate of absorption. And by substituting the values of rate of fluorescence, that is Kf into concentration of A star S1 divided by rate of absorption, that is Ia. Equation number 4. Now again applying the steady state treatment to this A star S1, that is rate of formation of A star S1 is equal to rate of deactivation of A star S1. As discussed earlier, rate of formation, that means this A star S1 is produced in only one step, that is first IA, and A star S1 is deactivated in 4 steps: internal conversion, intersystem crossing, fluorescence and quenching. Therefore, we take the sum of rates of all these 4 steps. Again, this A star S1 is common in all these 4 terms. Therefore, taking common, concentration of A star S1 into KIC plus KISC plus KF plus KQ into concentration of quencher Q. So, rearranging this, the concentration of this A star S1 is equal to IA divided by KIC plus KISC plus KF plus KQ into concentration of quencher Q. Equation number 5. And now substituting the value of this equation value of A star S1 in equation number 4, we get phi f is equal to Kf divided by Ia into Ia divided by KIC plus KISC plus Kf plus Kq into concentration of quencher. So this equation 6 represents an expression for quantum yield of a process when external quencher is present. If we take the ratio of phi 0f divided by phi f, this ratio represents quantum yield of bimolecular collisional quenching in absence and in presence of quencher Q. So dividing equation 3 by equation 6, we get phi 0f divided by phi f is equal to Kf divided by KIC plus Kf into KIC plus KISC plus Kf plus Kq into concentration of quencher divided by Kf. Now if we consider these two rates, that is KIC and KISC, are the rate constants for non-radiative process. Therefore we take constant summation of Ki is equal to KIC plus KISC, and substituting in this equation we have phi 0f divided by phi f is equal to summation of Ki. For this term, summation of Ki plus Kf plus Kq into Q divided by summation of summation of Ki plus Kf. Or rearranging this equation, we can write 1 plus Kq into Q divided by Kf plus summation of Ki. Or again rearranging this equation, phi 0f divided by phi f is equal to 1 plus Kq into tau into concentration of quencher Q. Or phi 0f divided by phi f is equal to 1 plus Ksv into concentration of quencher, and this Ksv is called Stern-Volmer constant. And the expression given by equation number 7 is known as Stern-Volmer equation. Thank you.